Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Book Cheapskate. We're running through the top 10 free Kindle books featured today on bookcheapskate.com. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's November 25th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and bookworm sidekick, Cassandra. Good morning, Cass.
Good morning, and it's a really good list today. So many different genres to jump into.
It really is. So our mission today is to get you through the 10 must-download titles before, these deals just disappear.
And we're starting with a genre that, well, it just dominates the charts. Contemporary romance. Book number 1 is Return to You. It's the first in the Whisper Lake series by Melanie Shawn.
Right. And we meet Allison Walsh. She's been the solo guardian for her twin nephews for, a year and a half?
Yeah, and she is completely overwhelmed. The description says she's losing the battle against mysterious teen boy odors.
I love that detail. It's so specific. It makes it real. She's not just waiting for a man. She's drowning in laundry. Exactly. And that's when the hero, Kade McKnight, decides to show back up. He's described as a real-life action hero hunk extraordinaire.
The co-pilot who vanished. And now, as the book says, his holy-hotness has returneth.
But what's really interesting here is why he left. It wasn't because he didn't care.
No, he had this really bad childhood, and he thought, the best thing he could do was leave and just send money.
Which is such a modern take on that trope, isn't it? He thought his presence would be a problem, not a solution.
And of course, he was completely wrong. Allison gives him a spitting mad glare because money doesn't help with mysterious odors.
Right. Sets up a great conflict. Which leads us right into the second book in this series, Always Been You.
This one is about Allison's friend, Jessa Myers. And she's on a mission to not become the spinster town cat lady.
A mission she might be failing since she already has cats named Elvis Pausley and Marilyn Perot.
You can't make that up. But her real problem isn't the cats. It's her crush on Ethan Steele.
The big, bad, brooding U.S. Marshal. Every guy she dates he doesn't measure up to Ethan.
But there's a complication, a really serious one. Jessa had a heart transplant.
Right. And because of that, Ethan is super overprotective. He still sees her as this fragile person he needs to shelter.
So the whole thing is about being seen. She wants a guy who sees her, not her medical history. But Ethan's just terrified of losing her.
It's a great internal conflict. And that theme of vulnerability carries into book 3, Let Me Love You.
This one is about Bring Daniels. She's a single mom juggling everything, and her own mother keeps renting out the garage apartment on Airbnb.
I mean, that detail is just perfect. It's the definition of small-town life where you have no privacy.
And into that chaos walks Axel Vaughn. He's a former Marine, very emotionally closed off.
A man who avoids emotion lands in the backyard of a woman who is basically drowning in it.
And Bryn is totally off limits for him, not just because she's busy, but there's this whole other drama with her dad being in witness protection.
Wow, okay. So the mysterious stranger arriving is like a magnet for all this other stress in her life.
Exactly. It ties the romance directly to her need for, safety and stability.
Which brings us to book 4, Made for You. This one sort of wraps up the theme. It's all about fresh starts.
We've got Sarah Kellen, who just signed her divorce papers and drove to Whisper Lake with her 2 kids.
And then we have Austin Stone, a Marine sniper, who just broke off his own engagement and is back in town to deal with his grandparents' B&B.
So they're both running from something.
But the town is kind of designed to make them run to each other. The big question is, can they let someone new in after they've both been hurt?
It's a great look at how a successful series is built. You have these interconnected characters, real emotional stakes, and the town itself is part of the story.
For sure. Okay, get ready for a hard turn.
A very hard turn. We are leaving small-town romance behind. Book 5 is The Black Tsar by Jordan Vizina.
We are now in the world of high-stakes conspiracy thrillers. Think Cold War espionage.
Yeah. We meet Jack Bonafide, one of the original members of Delta Force. He's hunting for something called the Black Tsar.
Which was thought to be a myth,
Yeah.
A theoretical Soviet hydrogen bomb.
But it turns out it was real. And it's capable of near-biblical levels of human destruction.
And here's the twist. The bomb went missing from a Russian facility 20 years ago, and now it's been traced to somewhere inside the United States.
Chilling. That just raises the stakes completely. It brings this massive existential threat right to your front door.
Exactly. It's the ultimate ticking clock.
Okay, so from a global threat, we're zooming way in. to a much cozier threat, I guess you could say.
A very cozy threat. Book number 6 is Murder in the Air by Beth Byers. This is a historical mystery set at Christmas, 1922.
We have Violet Carlyle and her family visiting their rich and apparently very difficult Aunt Agatha.
Everyone is there pretty much trying to worm their way into the will.
And Aggie is telling everyone that someone is trying to kill her, which, turns out to be true.
But here's the hook that makes this so clever. Aunt Aggie dies before she names an heir.
So, what's the motive? Why kill her if you don't even know if you're getting the money? It makes everyone a suspect, but for reasons that might not be about the inheritance at all.
Right. It forces the detective, Violet, to dig into old grudges and family secrets, not just greed.
All right, shifting gears again. Back to big picture stakes. Book 7 is taking us to space.
Yes, A Silent Death by Michael Anderle. It's a space fleet sci-fi story.
Our main character is Madison Justice. She got kicked out of the Naval Academy because of her unyielding sense of justice.
Which, in the unforgiving world of space opera, is basically a handicap.
For sure. She's now working as a mercenary, trying to find her missing father, who's the captain of a ship called the Gypsy Rose.
And to find him, she has to deal with mutiny, traitors, ruthless commanders. The central conflict is whether she can hold on to that conscience of hers.
Or does she have to compromise the very thing that defines her just to survive and complete her mission?
It's a great setup. Okay, now for book number 8, we have a very unexpected detour.
Yeah, this one is The Sourdough Cookbook by Serena Simons. The category listing says contemporary romance.
Which, I suppose it could be. A love story between a person and their yeast starter.
Very slow burn romance. But yeah, let's assume it's a cookbook.
I think that's a safe bet. And you can see the appeal, right? So many people got into baking, and sourdough was the final boss.
This book promises to make it simple. Step-by-step instructions for your starter, recipes for everything, and this is key. No fancy equipment.
It lowers the barrier. It's all about making something that seems really complex feel achievable.
Okay, we're heading into our final 2 books now. And for number 9, we need to take a very different tone. This one is serious.
It is. This is Sloan, San Diego Social Scene by Tess Summers. It's a story about sacrifice and trauma.
We meet Sloan, who is a dedicated Marine. 2 weeks before a dangerous mission, he meets a woman named Ashley.
And on that mission, his Humvee is blown up. He's left, in the book's words, disfigured and missing a limb.
The psychological trauma is just immense. He ends his relationship with Ashley because he feels she fell in love with a man who is whole, and he doesn't feel whole anymore.
It's a heartbreaking look at the hidden costs of service, that feeling of unworthiness after an injury.
So he comes back to San Diego for therapy, and he's dreading seeing her again. And then he does.
And she's holding a baby girl.
A baby girl with blue eyes. Blue eyes that looked an awful lot like mine.
Just devastatingly powerful. It's a story about learning that you don't have to be physically whole to be worthy of love and family. A really profound emotional journey.
Absolutely. Okay, on to our final book, number 10, Undercover Amish by Ashley Emma.
And this is a genre I find fascinating. It's Amish romantic suspense.
We follow Detective Olivia Mast. She actually grew up Amish, but she left after a terrible fire killed her family, and she killed her abusive husband in self-defense.
So she has this incredibly traumatic history with the community in Unity, Maine. And now she's being forced to go back.
Because there's been a murder, and the Amish community refuses to work with outside police. So Olivia has to go undercover.
She has to put her prayer cap back on and pretend to be someone she ran away from, all while deceiving her own family.
And to make things even more complicated, her mission is to protect her teenage crush, Isaac Troyer.
Who, of course, somehow looks even better now than he did back then.
Of course. So her cover, her mission, and her heart are all on the line. The tension comes from her being caught between these two worlds.
An amazing premise. It's a great way to end the list with something so unique.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And remember, if you want to download any of the books we've mentioned today for free from Amazon, visit us at bookcheapskate.com and you'll have all the links right there. But do it now before these deals expire. Who knows, they might even expire later today. And don't miss tomorrow's show, very morning. It's all brand new. Cass will do it again then.
Sounds great. Talk to you all tomorrow.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great books without blowing a massive hole in your wallet. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
mind becomes its own kingdom.